Hey guys, I'm going to show you what comps and gear I use to clear dives 51 to 54. Fortunately, you can only clear them once, but the teams used on the branch dives are pretty much interchangeable and should work to clear these dives as well. Here I'm going to go into the gear I used. So here we have Casey, who is on HP with 67% ground res. And since she has built-in 40% crit res, she only needs 10% from another source. But as you can see, I overcapped at 93%. No particular reason, I just didn't notice it at the time. Casey is super important for this run. As leading her, she shields the ship, and you shouldn't have to worry about the mobs doing damage to your ship at the start. This makes this a one team clear, meaning you won't need as much gear for other teams to cover just in case your ship gets chipped or anything. Lin Jian is your basic CDR tank gear with 65% ground res and some haste latents. Nicole here is on CDR gear, so she uses her special as often as possible since it does HP percent damage. If you don't have Nicole, you can use Gayun, which would be better as she becomes a main DPS for dive 55 and the branch dives. Yang here is on CDR gear with as much skill haste as possible, and then tank stat secondary. If you don't have Sincere Tune, you can use Polymer accessories and Gordius if they're tuned. Worst case, you end up using full Maze, or you can use Antag and Replica, and they might be better than Maze, only for the ground res or evasions the sets offer. Rearm Sorum here is on full damage gear. Mine is attack anti-defender, but attack bullet, A speed, attack, blaze, double bullet. They'll all work as long as it's tuned to anti-defender subs. Sky I have here on full CDR gear and as much skill haste as possible. Chifu, you'll notice is on HP with her EE, but the EE really isn't important as if you don't have it tuned, then you don't. You can use any other accessory. What's important here are the ground res subs. Seiyun is on attack speed gear with just damage subs. There wasn't any particular reason. CDR might have been better. Shadowhawk gear would also work on her. Then we have our secondary, our first support here, Tarask. He's just on A speed with anti-fender subs. Shadowhawk gear would work here as well. So here we go into the fight on dive 54. And since I used the same team from 51 to 54, I'll just be showing you this fight as it's the same for the others. Yang will be applying shields to your team. Nicole actually kind of hurts this run as she knocks back and that pushes a boss into the ads, and then the ads will start taking damage instead of him. As you'll notice, it does kind of go back and forth, but Yang does an okay job at keeping people up and alive for as long as possible. Um, if your team's dying and you're worried about it for safety, you can switch Sky out for another healer. But you'll notice that like Lynchian just dies right here, but she did her job ulting, and then on top of that, she has her ult. So when she gets redeployed, she'll ult again, giving you more DP. So as your units die, they'll get replaced, which happens a lot actually. Like I was saying, truthfully, Gayun would just be better than Nicole. So if you have Gayun, which was pretty much one of the starter units, then you can just swap that in instead of Nicole, and it'll make it a lot more of a stable run. Also, my audio was some reason did not capture for this run, so don't know why. All right. So here's the units and the gear I use for the Dive 55 clear. You'll notice on Casey that I fixed the being overcapped. And I added a little haste since I had the latent, but it's really not needed. Gaeyun is on attack speed anti-defender. She does have her EE, but the EE is not needed, and the EE is tuned for anti-ground damage. You can use Blaze, that'll work just as well, or just regular attack speed with anti-defender subs. Even attack speed with skill haste will probably be just as good. Yang is on the same gear as before. Lucretia is a new addition here. She's on CDR gear with as much haste as you need, or as you can get on her. Her ulti will get ready to move. But if you don't have her, just put another ranger in, and Kami's S2 will make the boss move. Sky is the same with the CDR with skill haste. And then Horizon, another new addition. She's on HP, and is nice on this boss. From what I've been told, is that this boss, when this boss is moving, he won't be able to take damage. He has iframes. So Horizon's passive makes push her half as far back until she goes under 50% HP, and then she won't be able to get pushed anymore. So that'll help a lot with keeping Ray in one place so that your people can DPS them down. I changed Rearm Sorum to attack Bullet just because you can get 10% skill haste on the armor or case, and that'll let her ulti a little sooner. It's not necessary, but it was just kind of a nice thing to have. Seiyun, I switched over to CDR gear just so that she's able to special more often. And you'll notice that my ship is rearmed. It's Kamazumi. The rearm isn't necessary, and as you can see, the sockets aren't really that good anyways. But it's nice having the little extra stats. So, and then for our first support, we have Tarask, and he has the same gear on. For our second support, we have OAR, our Admin Rifleman. They're just on Blaze Anti-Defender. And then for our third support, we have Dorothy. Dorothy's on A speed, so she can proc her passive more often. The only support I would say is needed is Tarask, and then the other two is just for more damage. So here's a Dive 55 boss node. Ray is at level 145, but on the branch dives he's only 135. Funny enough, only on this stage the ads take more damage from counters, but the rest of the mechanics are the same for the branch 135 dive. Now you'll notice Gaeyun's doing a much better job here than Nicole, and Kami's slowing the attack speed of the ads and stripping some of the buffs they have with the S1. Lucretia's ult will cause Ray to start moving here, like I said. So you'll notice she's sitting there ulting, and Ray moves up. But if you notice that the S2 was about to go off at the same time as well when she ulted. It's just for the most part at this point, it's just a matter of time with Horizon tanking, keeping him still, and you just DPSing him down. You'll notice that when Ray uses a skill, he gets a shield. But with this comp, you don't really have a way to deal with it, so you just have to burn him down. There isn't really much left for this fight, so while we wait for it to finish up. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, let me know in the comments. I'll be working on another video showing some comps that will clear the branch 135 dive on auto, which once it's finished, I'll have a link in the description. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.